we are. Mathew Ardon, Coach Mathew Ardon.
Yes, sir.
Coach Mathew. Thanks, bro. Thanks for making the time, and
Of course.
It's been an honor seeing you grow up on the mats after all these years, and here you are giving back, coaching, and here we are doing a podcast. Here you are, helping the kids, the next generation, right, coming up.
It's pretty exciting seeing how little I was. I've been looking at like young videos, like the first tournament of Kids Worlds.
Kids Worlds, oh yeah.
Yeah, that was an old.
Where was that? Where was the Kids Worlds at? What area was that? It was like Inland Empire.
I believe so.
It was random. Like
it was a random area, but man, I was looking back to those videos, and I was like, and then look at me now going in, literally freshman college, spring semester, now doing amazing. So, I love giving back to the kids right now because hopefully I get to see them grow up as like you did to me. So it's so cool.
What has jiu-jitsu, or how has jiu-jitsu helped you in your life?
It's helped me with my life by always welcoming me. Like every time I was down, you guys were always here for me. If I've ever had like a hard moment, you guys were there for me. For competition wise, like you guys would always get me ready. Always. Like there would be no excuse of, oh, you're just sitting down. Nah, you're working. Like with Professor George in that moment, he would always push me. So, I mean, I've always loved this sport. I've always respected it. So, yeah.
Whose idea was it for you to start jiu-jitsu? How old are you when you first started?
I started when I was 3.
3.
Yeah.
I remember just the summer camps. I have videos of you dancing.
Man.
You were always a good dancer.
Yeah.
You're dancing with salsa and whatever it was. Latin music.
I think it was my dad that put me into this. Yeah, because he liked boxing. He liked MMA until he saw. First time was karate. And the first time I did it, I was bawling my eyes out, crying.
When you did jiu-jitsu for the first time?
No, for karate.
Karate. Okay.
Yeah, but once I stepped here, it was like, I love this. I want to keep going. And my dad was like, what? Okay, yeah, let's do it. So I think it was my dad. My dad was the one. My mom was like supportive, so no matter what, she would always be behind me.
Yeah, your mom, your dad, your grandma.
Oh, my grandma
your whole
too.
family, yeah.
Like, the number one supporter.
So many years, man.
Yeah.
On the couches, on the benches.
Seriously. Yeah, that's
events.
In-house tournaments. Her just sitting down. She still comes to the in-house tournaments just to go support me, so it's pretty cool. I've always loved her. Always loved all my family. Yeah.
Do you remember that Magic Jack commercial that we shot?
Yeah, I do.
It was like, what was that for? It was like, it was before the, like all the internet, all the iPhones and stuff,
Yeah. That was one of the videos I just watched too. It made me emotional.
Because they did a whole, it was like, high budget commercial, right, that they shot here.
Yeah.
On Magic Jack. I think it was so it's like you have your own internet number or something like that.
Yeah. We had a home phone, so whenever like anybody's home, we'll pick up with that phone, not our cell phones. I think it was kind of like that. I was too young to remember, but I've always watched that video. That video is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like Serenades in it, some of the other kids. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see. Go back in time and see some of those things. Even the summer camps, bro. Like some of the camps, like seeing you grow. I spent a lot of time with you too, right? Like with the summer camps, because the kids were in it too.
Yeah.
With you. Yeah, man. It's like going to all the field trips, and you really get to know the kids. Yeah. Anybody that's ever worked in a summer camp knows how it is.
Yeah. It was pretty fun during summer camp. I've always loved it. It was cool. I've had really cool experiences with it. So,
what do you remember now that you're 18?
Yeah, 18. So 15 years of jiu-jitsu. What do I remember from
summer camp? Yeah, because they're about to announce it for this summer in Glendale.
Oh Lord, here we go
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I remember going up to a museum where they had Legos and going to the parks, and we would do jiu-jitsu in the parks too. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I remember Drake. Me and him would always like, if there was an open spot with no sticks and everything, we'll start wrestling.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, yeah, let's
What
do it.
do you remember though? Like just overall from the summer camp, what kind of just besides like the just grappling and the like just overall, like I'm just like big picture, like just the summer camps, all the years, like because there was a lot of years that you did it.
Yeah. Hanging out with coaches.
You're saying the field trips?
Yeah, just the field trips. They were amazing. Like it was always a good vibe. It was a good time with coaches and kids. Like there was no bad vibes around. Like all the coaches would hype us up for the field trip. I remember one time Afifi was one of the coaches for the zoo. Man, he was trying to get me excited because I was kind of nervous. I think that was like the first year of summer camp for me. And he was like, let's go, come on, I'll be there. And I was like, okay, I guess, here we go. But he just like, he was there for me. So him and Jesse.
Yeah. Jesse Martinez, yeah.
Yes.
Jess Martinez.
Yeah.
It's a trip, man. Like we went to his firefighter graduation.
Yeah.
It's a trip, you know, to seeing you guys succeed and do well in life. Like, you know, I'm not like your parent, but, you know, I've seen you like, you know, feel like in that same sense, you know?
Yeah.
I've seen you guys go through, you know, just different ages and experiences and some ups and downs.
Yep. A lot of ups and downs. But we've always pushed through.
Yeah. You worry about the kids going one direction or the other direction.
Yeah.
I feel like having places like this, right, like keeps the kids, you know, in the right direction. Because we're not gonna, if one of our kids is, you know, going the wrong way, we're like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get back here.
Yeah. It was cool. I'm just gonna say that it was really cool. I had a really fun experience with summer camp. Yeah.
Why should somebody do summer camp? As a kid,
I feel like you should do summer camp because it's fun. It's fun, even though if you're shy, it's overcome like an experience. Like if you're not an outgoing person, because I wasn't an outgoing person until like I started doing summer camp, and then I started becoming an outgoing person. So if you're shy or like nervous, I feel like if you're trying to have a good time with like friends from jiu-jitsu and try to have like a deeper connection with the coaches, I feel like you should do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about as a parent? Why should a parent sign up their kids for summer camp?
Well, to be honest, I feel like parents need sometimes a rest from kids because we can be overwhelming for sure. But knowing that they can have fun with their friends and coaches and have a deeper connection, it's better. Like having a deeper connection from going into the gym, like you just saw them during summer camp and now you have a connection with them. It builds a bond.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel that. You know, spending time with you, like you spend all day with, you know, they spend a lot of days all day with the kids. You know.
Yeah.
So you get to know them really well. Why were you nervous, man, coming before the podcast?
Man, this is my first podcast. I don't like being. I get nervous when I get recorded, or I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. Like I've never done this. It's a new experience though. Like I'm trying to get used to it right now because like even the camera's like facing me. I'm trying to avoid it. So
you got 3 cameras. You're surrounded, right?
Yeah,
you
I'm surrounded. Escape. So, but I mean,
you already know all of us. We're just hanging out, having a conversation, recording that, right? Recording the conversations, and
it's cool. It's a
being real,
a great
right?
experience.
Being authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's been. I can't believe it, man. You're 18, going to college. You know, Matty Fifi too, like being, you know, going in his career and firefighter and yeah, because you know, you guys, he was also he would help with the summer camp and he was a teenager.
Yep.
He was younger than you.
Yep. My brother.
15. Yeah. It's a trip, man. It's
crazy how like all of us have grown up. Like even seeing like a Fifi grow up is like so super cool. So yeah.
You played football?
Yes.
In high school?
Yeah, I played football. I was a linebacker and a running back for my senior and junior year. My sophomore year, I was just doing weight training with
That's how you got team. Buff.
Yeah, and that's when I started getting buff. Yep. That's when I started getting a little bit bigger than I was supposed to be.
Buff Superman.
Yeah.
Do you still use that? Does anybody call you that, Superman?
Yeah, they still do. I used to not like when everybody used to call me Superman.
Yeah.
But as I grew up, I was like, this is pretty cool.
It's cool.
I mean,
Superman's not bad, right? Superman's cool.
It's pretty cool. I mean, getting to be nicknamed when I was younger and now to be called Superman is pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know he is because there's all these Matthews too, right?
So
which Matthew? So it's like Superman. Oh, yeah, Superman.
Yeah, Superman. It's too many Matthews, man. Too many Matthews. Yeah.
What you know, you work at Legacy too, and you spend a lot of time here. You know, almost every day, right? Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yep.
What do you like about being here?
There's always a good vibe, even with like kids' parents. Like I still build connections with everybody, from families, from regular. I like barely introducing myself to other people. Like I've always had a good vibe here, so it just brings my spirit a little bit more up when I'm here.
Yeah, nice, man, nice. Outside of jiu-jitsu, what other hobbies or what else do you like to do?
Right now, I don't have that many hobbies.
You ask me, I'm like, my hobbies jiu-jitsu.
Seriously, my hobbies.
Gi no gi, like
gi no gi, jiu-jitsu.
I watch some UFC now.
Yeah,
he's working on pickup lines right now.
Pickup lines, okay.
God Lord.
Give me some good pickup lines, man. What are some good ones? Come on, let's hear
There's
them.
too many.
Teach us.
Y'all already know the ways. You're OGs already, so
you gotta teach us. What are the new ones?
the new ones.
Yeah.
I don't think there's no new ones. There's just two. There's two. They're too basic still.
Give us one, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Just one.
Okay. I'm gonna give the basics one. Where did you get that? And she'll say, "Get what?" I'm like, "That beautiful smile," because that makes me like enjoy myself. And she goes, "Oh, what?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have a really nice smile." And she'll.
He's looking at me like he's got.
I'm trying to look.
He's practicing in the mirror.
Seriously. Seriously. I used that a couple of times. Not gonna lie, I've used that and I've actually got numbers with that one. So.
Skills. Drilling the pickup lines.
Drills.
Get us another one. One more.
I can't.
What's a funny one? They're like, you're not ready yet to let that one loose.
I feel like it's that one.
But you've been using it.
There's no other one. I mean, I actually just have a normal conversation with the girl. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I try to introduce myself.
How do you introduce yourself? What do you give me? You meeting a girl? You talk to her? What do you do?
I go up to her. I say, "Hey, my name's Mathew. I'm trying to like introduce myself, trying to know you a little bit more." That's basically it. Like I want to become friends, and then see if there's a connection when I'm with friends. Because if there is a connection, then maybe
you can go further.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it. So you've been studying pickup lines, though.
Mm.
Yes or no?
Meh.
No? Okay. What's that? From the hip. All right. All right, cool. All right. Good. Nice. Your parents will be proud to hear this then. No, the best pickup lines, I think, too, for me, it's like just being real, being authentic, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Straightforward.
you feel it, right? You feel the authenticity, right? They say like the highest, we always talk about frequency, like we're energy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our highest frequency is when we're authentic, when we're ourselves.
Yeah.
And so girls or guys or whoever, like you feel when somebody's real.
Yeah. Just be yourself always. So I've always been myself. I've never tried to change of even like introducing myself to anybody. I've always been myself. So yeah.
Good, man. Awesome. Well, you're studying in school? You're going to college?
Of course, always. Studying, my major right now is, I believe I have two majors. I have kinesiology and biology,
Nice.
human biology. And I had my first anatomy class yesterday.
Anatomy?
Yeah, first anatomy class, because I took anatomy in high school. But this anatomy class, I was there for like 3 hours. 3 hours of a class. And I was like this. I was like, oh my God. But, I mean, it's not something that I didn't know already because of high school. So I already have like an introduction of anatomy.
What kind of things did they do in the anatomy class in college? Like a basic,
So right now,
basic anatomy class.
basic anatomy class is showing you the cells, the labels of the cells.
Cells? Okay.
Cells. The muscles, the bones, the body parts. Basically it. It's just a lot of, right now we're just labeling a lot of body parts right now, and then the cell. But the cell one, I've always like messed up because either I messed up with the name on how to spell it, or like I misplaced it. So, and some teachers take down a grade on that too. So you have to be like really perfect on it.
People learn different ways. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
What kind of learner are you?
I am a visual learner, to be honest. Yeah.
And everybody's kind of a mix too, right? Of different styles,
There's
right?
different styles. Whenever I'm studying, I like using flashcards, and then I'll like do it, and I'll tell my mom to quiz me.
Okay.
And then if I knew all of that, like if there's chapter to chapter, I would do one chapter of those flashcards, and then if I get all those right, I'll be able to go to the next one.
Nice.
And then we'll mix them up, mix all those questions up, and then I'll do it all over again and see if I can get them all right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about anatomy, and I couldn't help but think about, you know, you see the anatomy charts, right? Like the you know, the muscles, the ligaments, tendons, and even nerves, right? Like nerve systems and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like some years back, I did this dissection, like a human, like a dead body, like down to the bone, you know. And because of the way we did everything, I'll never forget. And I also like touched the ligaments. I cut somebody's foot off. I cut the person's foot off because I wanted to see the ligaments.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like the tendons. I wanted to see how it was. I'll never forget it, you know. I'll never forget it. And what a nerve is. Like, what is a nerve, right? Like, you see the little blue lines on a piece of paper, but what is a nerve?
Yeah.
Man, it's like liquid, you know.
Yeah.
And it's surrounded by like fascia, like kind of like a tube, right? The fascia, like it's the myelin, whatever. And so like if there's trauma or there's an injury, right? Things just gets tight, right? And then the nerve, the liquid, the pudding or whatever, it doesn't move to this area, and it basically dries out, and then you lose muscle, you lose different connections, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and there's the ligaments and tendons. Like, what is a ligament, right? Ligament, bone to bone, right?
Yeah.
And how depending, right? But how thick it is. But a tendon, like, what is a tendon, right? And it's like, it's kind of like, it's different, like seeing it in a book and actually touching it.
Yeah.
It goes in the muscle belly, and you like those, like a wrapping ribbon. It's like flat, right? Like a ribbon, like for on a present that you cut or whatever. It's like flat, but yet it's like strong, right? It's like thin, but it's
thin,
strong.
But it's strong.
So it's like that, you know, like a tendon is like kind of the what it looks like and how it goes through the muscle belly, and then it like molds into the bone.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
And I'll never forget like all the different pieces, and you know, it went down to the bones and organs and everything else. And
I haven't done a human dissection. I'm actually interested on that, but
yeah, man. And then we learn differently, right? And then it kind of elevates like what the heck is going on, and just how we're all designed. And you know, people like think or they act like they know it all, but they don't know. Like the best guys are the smartest people in the world.
Yeah,
they say, yeah, we think, but we don't know.
Yeah, the only dissection that I've done, or not only, I did a couple. I've done a cow's eye. A cow's eye. That was pretty interesting. Why
a cow's eye? Where do they get the eye from?
A cow.
Know, but where do they get the? Where do they get? Like, where do they get the?
I don't know.
Bakersfield. Or
I don't know, man. My
they
teacher.
Just shut up and they had cow's eyes.
She was doing the lab and she goes.
High school?
Yeah, this was in high school.
What about frogs? What happens to the frogs?
I got the frogs too.
Okay,
I did the frog. I did pig skin.
Pig skin.
I did to see how thick it was, and to see like the layers on it. So I started cutting it. What else have we done? There's one. We did a human's brain.
Oh, really?
Yes, we did a.
How did they get a brain?
I don't know.
In high school?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, it was a human's brain. Well, we didn't dissect it, obviously, but it was the teacher dissecting it. We did a sheep's brain. So we had a sheep's brain, and the teacher had a human's brain.
Did she dissect it?
Yeah. And I was always intrigued on that too. So whenever she was doing it, I was like super like I was literally locked
focused.
In. I was locked in, focused, everything. Like no one can distract me because I was trying to pay attention on like what it was.
A sheep's brain, and then she was dissecting a human brain.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
At Burroughs? Damn.
I don't think they're doing that now.
Yeah?
I don't, because the class.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that. Fake news? Fake news? Well, there was this lady, right? I always say that she passed away since, but she would go to all the colleges with the human brain and educating people on the human brain and what we need, you know, for it to be, you know, working and for us to be healthy.
Yeah.
Nutrition, connection, newness. Let me restart that. Nutrition, like air, you know, water, food, of course, you know, movement.
Yeah.
Challenge. Newness, and then like love, connection.
Mm-hmm.
So those 5 things, and we're good. And I feel like every just going through all these things and studying all this neuroscience, I feel like we're all like our whole body, everything is the brain, you know.
Yeah. It's crazy. Not too long ago, my dad sent me a video of somebody's ankle popping.
Ankle popping.
Like it was popped out. And he goes, I can't watch this. And he looks away, and I go, what are you watching? And it was on TikTok too. And I go, what are you watching? He goes, look at this. And he goes, this is super disgusting. I go, what is it? And then he shows me it, and I go, that's pretty cool. Like, what? I've always got interested because, like, how did this muscle pop? Why is it so thick? Why is it so thin? Like the nerve, it's a tube.
Right.
It's a tube. And then the muscle, it's a good amount of, I'm not going to say fat, but it's...
just how it's connected, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting. I find the same thing now, all going through all the things that I've gone through.
Yeah.
And so I visualize now, like that ligament or that tendon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how it separates from the bone. That's what that noise is. It's not a big deal, and you can get it back.
Yeah.
You have to rehab, of course, and
yeah.
do things, you know.
Physical
And if the bone is broken, then you know you gotta probably get some pins or something in there.
It's crazy how the bones can break in little tiny pieces too. that's what something else I got interested on too, because once I started like learning about how many pieces bone can break inside, I remember seeing a video in my class. Uh, 36 little pieces broke inside the muscle.
Inside the bone? Or
Inside the bone.
The bone. The
There
bone
was
broke
pieces.
36. Yeah, yeah.
There was pieces.
Fractures, yeah. Compound fractures, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
Like
wow.
Draculino, he, he was, somebody had a single leg on him and he was jumping on the one foot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he stepped funny. And then he stepped, I think, on the top of the front of the foot.
Mm-hmm.
And his leg just like, it was like a spiral fracture on the leg.
It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how you could just get injured.
And they had to like, pin it together. And it's like massive.
Yeah.
Which took,
I just find this all interesting. Like, I think my brother was the one that put me into this. Because he wanted to become...
understanding the body.
Understanding the body. He wants to become a trauma surgeon.
Trauma surgeon.
So at the beginning, I started looking at it, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. Until I saw a video that my mom showed me, and I was like, that's too much. That's too much for me.
That's funny.
And she starts like, so what is going to be your career? And I'm like, not trauma surgeon no more.
Do you know who Steven Seagal is?
I
guess
heard
only
of
the young guys, they know him from Anderson Silva when Anderson Silva was still fighting. Like he was like in the 80s, 90s, like like a huge action star, right? With like martial arts movies and stuff. He did Aikido, and in the movies, he would always, he's a martial artist, but then the yin and the yang, right? You learn how to recover, you learn how to heal things, right? You learn how to break things, hurt people, whatever. But then you learn the opposite too as you get older. Like that's like the true wisdom.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's something, maybe that's why you're interested in that?
Yeah.
From being like a martial artist since you're like a little baby?
Yeah.
You think that could be it?
I think so. Probably. It's crazy then. Because I wanted to become a trauma surgeon, like I said. But once I saw that video, I was like, no. So I started searching up other careers, and then the career that like got me into like what I want to be is an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay.
So it follows what I want: sports medicine, kinesiology. Kinesiology and sports medicine are the same thing.
Yeah.
And then human biology. So having those two are gonna help.
That's cool.
So much.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just everything you do day in and day out too kind of goes in there, right?
Yeah.
Because you feel like you learn. We all learn differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how ankles break or certain things happen, right?
Yeah.
Going back to the dissection, when the first day I went there, one, I didn't know if I was able to do it, if I had to be a doctor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found out I could do it, so I went. And the first day I had a really hard time being there because it was like, they're like, older, men and women, the bodies, and I just felt like it was disrespectful, because I'm taught, so I was little taught to, respect your elders and things like. And then so like I had a really hard time that first day. I was really resentful. It's funny, right? Because you get like super emotional, like.
Yeah.
And it's subconscious, right? So I couldn't get rid of it,
Mm-hmm.
And then even like a lady passed out. She fainted in the middle of the thing.
What was it? We went in high school. We had a field trip to UCLA for biology.
Biology.
Yep. Again, there was a girl drawing blood out of like a fake body, like one of those prosthetics, and the blood was already in there, and she's injecting like an IV and bringing it out, and the girl just passed out, and I was like, "What just happened?" And she's still unconscious and everything, and there is like sections. So one was the ambulance, one was the lab, the other one was the blood drawn, and I forgot the other part, but the girl passed out like, and I was like, what just happened? She goes, she saw the blood and just went. And it was crazy because like when I thought that was gonna happen to me.
You're gonna like pass out?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna pass out if I saw blood, but I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I got my blood drawn one time, and I've always been scared of needles. You can ask my mom, ask my dad. I've never liked injections or vaccines or anything. And once I started growing up, I'm like, okay, you have to do it. You can't be like that. So I looked at the doctor and he goes, just don't look at me. And I'm like, no, it's okay. You could do it. And he goes and I see my blood just going out. And I was like, huh, wow, okay.
You're able to stomach it?
I was perfectly fine. But then he was like, it's pretty good. And the doctor was like, wow, you could actually see your blood. And he was like, I was like, yeah. And he goes, you're not going to pass out, right? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. He's like, man, I had like 3 other patients passed out already. And I was like, oh, damn.
That's cool, man. You know, you've kind of had all these different experiences already, you know, with different dissections and different biology things. I can tell you're really into it. You know, you're really into this. So it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
And it's all interconnected, right, with everything that we do on the mat and all the activities that we do.
Yeah. A lot of people go, wow, so you're going to be a doctor? And I was like, yeah. They were like, what are you going to be? I told them what I was going to be. And they're like, damn, so you're going to break bones and then come fix them? I was like, basically, yep, I'm going to come train, break, and then you can come to my office.
I'll fix you up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny going back to, like, you know, people passing out. That girl passed out. But as, you know, the next day when I came in the second day, I kind of, like, afterwards at that night, I just thought about it and how I was able to change. I just changed how I looked at it. And it was like, yeah, like these women and men, you know, they died, but they gave one more gift of being able to teach others with their bodies, right? For us learning with the dissection. So it was like, you know, it was beautiful in a way. I was like, wow, just being grateful, you know? And so I changed my mindset to that. Like, they gave one more gift, right? After they were gone.
Yeah.
Their spirit or whatever, to be able to you know, for others to learn, right? To help others. And, you know, so it was really cool. And then I was okay. And then as the days progressed, because we basically did a dissection from, you know, from the skin all the way down to the bones, literally, like the organs, everything, right, came out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. And you know what was crazy? Like, we're talking about brains and stuff. The women, you know, they were just like brutal, like sawing off the skulls. And, you know, I was like, damn, I couldn't do certain things. You know, I couldn't, like, touch the face, and I couldn't touch, like, the private areas, you know? Like dissecting it.
Yeah,
I kind of bothered me, you know?
Can't do is, or I've been grossed out of, is the toes.
The toes.
I don't know what it is, but once I see like a dirty toe, I'm already out. Like, have a good one. But I have to get used to that because I have to repair them, obviously.
Yeah.
So, but
that's funny. Yeah, for me it was like the face, just because it's like so personal.
Yeah.
And then like the private area was just like, it was too much for me. I couldn't handle it. There was a lady there. She had her dad was paralyzed, became paralyzed.
Oh man.
And so it was very traumatic for her. And so she was like obsessed with like the spine and understanding how it worked. And we were able to like kind of break down a spine and, like, you know, just kind of go deeper into that because of her. She was in my group.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, maybe appreciate just how, just going deeper into certain things, right? Because she was so interested in it. That's cool. I see you really into like this whole thing. It's fun. It's fun for me because I like it too.
I just want to be in a career that I'm gonna love.
Yeah.
And not gonna regret in the long way.
For sure. Yeah, I can tell you're really excited about it.
So whenever I talk about it, I'm like, yeah. And then whenever I have a conversation with my brother, because he's an EMT now, right now I'm doing a class for that. I have an EMT program to start working with my brother. And I was telling him, have you gotten thrown up on? And he goes, yeah. I go, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. He's like, why? I'm like, I'm going to throw up as well. If I see somebody throw up, I'm going to throw up right there and then.
Man, you're deep in the game at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Things like throw up is like probably the minimal thing.
Yeah. And he was telling me everything, like blood has gushed out on him and thrown up, and it smells sometimes. And I was like,
it's probably like homeless people, you know, guys too.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, like when he told me that throw up one, and I was like, okay, we're done. We're done with the conversation. I'm gonna go back to my room.
You're talking about careers, you know. Where do you think the world? It's a big question, right? But where do you think the world's going with all this technology and AI and access to everything, you know.
I feel like they're creating more technology because we don't have enough answers. Because there's we have some solutions, but at the same time, there's never enough.
You know, like one of the things is people like not having jobs. Like, yeah, I want to do a career that I love, and that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes us excited, makes us happy, right?
Yeah.
But what if there's like not jobs or because of AI or technology? You know, what do you think about that?
It's scary. I've never thought of it like that, but
You know, like there's Uber drivers, for example, now,
Yeah.
but before we know it, they're gonna be driving by themselves.
there's already cars like that, and that's.
But were you not scared to?
I'm scared of it.
I'm not getting into
I'm never
a
gonna get
driverless
into
car.
it.
Yeah.
My dad was like, "I'm interested. Let's do it." I'm like, "You can go. I'm not going. There's no way." One of my friends.
I'm not ready yet for that.
What's worse, a person or that, though?
What's that?
What's worse, a person or that? You don't know the person.
Yeah, true. Is it
True.
worse? Is it worse a person or a self-driving car? Yeah, and that's what the case is going to be. That they're safer than a real driver, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be distracted by their phone, looking at their phone or something else.
Yeah.
For sure, they're gonna take away all the errors, or they're gonna keep fixing it.
There's gonna be a lot
at
of
an exponential rate, right? So, but right now, I'm not ready to get in a car like that, a self-driving car yet.
Right now, me neither. I'm with you with that, but
Are we gonna have flying cars?
I think we are in the future, like around 2040.
2040.
2040, 2050. It's going to happen.
So we're gonna come back to this sooner, huh? Yeah. We're in 2025 now.
2020.
What year? Flying cars, because there's already flying cars, right? But like where there's like they're error free enough, safe enough, where they have.
I'm going to the World Expo this year in Japan.
Okay.
They're gonna have flying cars there.
Okay. Kevin's going to the World Expo in Japan this year. I went to the
The
World
same
Expo
day,
in China some years ago.
the same time? Yeah, I think I'm going to Japan with Kevin.
Yeah, I want to see those flying cars.
For jiu-jitsu. I'm for sure doing Asia Championship 2025.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna compete a lot.
Live it
more.
up, you know?
This year is gonna be a year that I'm gonna start competing a lot.
Nice.
I think the next one is March 1st.
March
LA
1st.
Open. Yeah, I'm gonna do gi no gi, and then if I feel like good, I'll probably do open weight just for the sake of it. But I'm getting ready. I'm training as much as I can, so it'll be good.
Speaking of technology, some more. Would you get the chip in the brain or not?
No. That's just weird. I seen a video on that, and I got scared on that. Like I was not. It freaked me out. Like it like my heart started beating too fast, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? Until like I started hearing a lot of people do it.
Put the chip in there?
Yeah.
Man, I've seen like, what's it called? What's that TV show? Black Mirror. Black Mirror, yeah. I saw a guy with like, they put something like that in their brain, you know, and you know, it's not I don't know, until it's like proven. I don't know. Maybe at a certain point you kind of have to, like those cars, it's gonna be the way to be able to keep up with technology, with the exponential
It's
like
too scary, man.
You know,
there's too many technologies
machines.
There's too many technologies that are going to be like too scary, but you're gonna have to do it.
They say there's gonna be more robots than people in like, 50 years, and they're gonna be like people, or even I don't know if they're gonna be better.
They're already doing that.
Yeah, they have robots,
That's
but they're
AI
gonna be
already.
right. But they're gonna have like skin, and they're gonna or whatever ends up happening. You've seen Star Wars, right, with R2D2 and all the robots.
Yeah.
But these are gonna have they're not these other guys, they have like, you've seen those things with skin, all those.
Crazy how the technology of it is like, if you touch it, it's real skin, but it's a robot. So it's like, it's too scary for me. To me, that's I'm done.
What's gonna happen, man, to mankind?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Are we the last like what's that? Was it The Matrix, right? And then the last humans, you know, because we start like, you know, people are having a harder time having kids and stuff these days, you know,
Yeah.
because of all the poisons in our foods and just different things, right?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. Let's go back to jiu-jitsu.
All right.
Jiu-jitsu's the way, right?
Yep.
For health and well-being.
Yep. I did a project on jiu-jitsu. My communication 101, I did a presentation of jiu-jitsu, of the health and all of that. Yeah.
What was in it? What was in the presentation?
Let me see.
Present it to us, or some of it.
Hopefully I still have it.
He's gonna look at his notes.
That's not it. I printed it for my mom because she wants to.
It was on jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, it was on jiu-jitsu. I talked about like a lot of things. It was like a 7-minute video that I did to submit for my class.
And it was on jiu-jitsu.
It was on jiu-jitsu. I did it based on jiu-jitsu, like on the mental health, how it help mental health, physical health, how it improve you as one person. Yeah, I talked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my mom she got emotional because seeing me grow up with it. She was like, wow.
Do you ever think about how much work your parents have put in bringing you to jiu-jitsu, staying, watching you? How many years? Like, it's crazy. Yeah. Even now.
Yeah, it is crazy. I love them. They've always pushed me to be the greatest. Like, I've always told them, thank you. I can't say enough thank you to them because they've always done a lot for me. They've always pushed me to the limit and maybe further for school and jiu-jitsu. They've never given up on me. They've always supported my choice. Whenever I'm in a competition, they're always there. They're never leaving me.
Yeah, they've been all the tournaments. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Both always there. Yeah.
Yep. My mom, my dad, my grandma.
Yeah, man.
My brother.
Yeah, your brother.
Sometimes my grandpa. My grandpa's always working, but knowing those four is always there, my heart is there, you know? And that's why I love them, because they always push me to the greatest. They always push me. They always keep me motivated. So, yeah, I've always loved my mom and my dad. Always.
What's your, and you compete and stuff, not to get, you have to get too personal, but what's your why? Like, what motivates you to compete? What do you think about?
I feel like knowing that you have these techniques that can work into a tournament helps out. Or
you want to prove, you want to test things out.
Yeah.
In under pressure.
Your self-confidence as well. My self-confidence was really, really low until I started competing a lot. And then my confidence came up. Yeah. But, I've always loved competing. I didn't compete as much last year because I couldn't. I had graduation, had college, transcripts, and acceptance letters and all that. So it was crazy. There was no space. And then until I went into college, I was like, hey, I have a lot of time. I can go do noon class. I can come do this class. I can come do this class. I don't have to worry about as much homework. Even though the homework assignments are really, really hard, you can still catch up.
Yeah, you're not in from early morning till 3:00, right?
No
schedule anymore, which helps, right? To break up your day. And
because of football, I would be there at 6:00 in the morning, and then I'll leave around 3:00.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then they switched up the times my senior year, and it was from 8:30 to 3:30. That was my senior year. So my senior year was from 7:30 because of football till 2:30 because I didn't have a 6th period. or 2 something. So, yeah.
Damn. Going back, sticking to jiu-jitsu. Gi or no gi?
Gi or no gi? I'm gonna say no gi. I've always loved no gi. I don't know what it is, but every single time I compete or train, like I'm happy. I'm like, it's a good vibe. But with gi, I feel like there's so much you could get into, like lapels, and you can get trapped in a lapel, or the sleeve grip is too hard. But in no gi, it's like you grab and go.
More free flowing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna say nogi. I've always loved nogi. My dad even knows that. He's like, he's a different beast in nogi. Like in gi, I'm all nervous and everything. I get butterflies in my stomach. But in nogi, I'm like, I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm chilling.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
IBJJF or ADCC?
IBJJF. I feel like IBJJ has good rules, because ADCC, you need to understand the rules. If you don't understand the rules, then you're gonna mess up. First time I did ADCC, I remember you were able to do toe holds and heel hooks and all of that except for slamming. And
You can slam, right?
yeah,
ADCC
for
as well,
advanced. So I did it intermediate when I was a blue belt, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna slam. Thank God I'm not gonna be slammed. But when I went inside that match, my first round, I forgot about heel hooks, ankle locks, knee bars, and the first match happened, and I got a heel hook. They heel hooked me, and I was like, what just happened? And I looked at the ref, and he's like, do you know the rules? And I was like, no, this is my first time doing ADCC. And he goes, oh. I was like, that's not IBJJF ruling? He goes, no, this is way different. And I was like, oh, snap.
What do you think about ADCC for the kids? Because they kind of let them go outside the thing. It's kind of dangerous, right?
It's
compared
really,
to like IBJF. It's very like jiu-jitsu. I mean, jiu-jitsu World League, I feel like is the best one, but for the kids, you know.
For the kids,
but
yeah.
Just IBJF, they're good with the safety and stuff, you know. Too.
ADCC, they get too wild, but to reach their own, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I was one of the guys that went out of the mats too, but I was.
But you were already older, I think. You were already you know, 16,
Yeah.
17, like teenager.
It was crazy because I saw one of the kids go off the mat, and she started looking at her parents. She didn't know what was happening, and like she started crying, and the girl kept going.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I looked at the ref and I was like, you're gonna stop or no? And there's no stopping.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. So
yeah,
I feel like you have to be on your A game and you have to know those rules.
I took Serenade to one of the ADCCs, and yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too. I didn't like the vibe, you know. I didn't like the whole thing, you know. Wasn't good, you know.
A lot of people do it.
I love the adult. I love the.
Yeah.
You know, I love the world championship. I love, you know, all that. But I think for the kids, like, it needs to be a little bit different, a little safer.
Yeah.
Long term, you know, think for life, right?
Yeah. It needs to be a lot safer. But for adults, I mean.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I feel like you're an adult. I mean,
yeah,
it's
you
on
know
you.
what you're getting into. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on you. But it's your kid now.
Yeah.
Getting slammed onto the floor, not on the mat.
Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
So it's crazy. Yeah. But IBJJF, you're like, once you get out the yellow line, you gotta get back. Like, that's what I like, because either you're gonna reset or you're gonna stay in that same position.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've always liked IBJJF. I mean, I've done a lot of IBJJFs.
They're organized, right? They're very organized. You know what to expect.
Yeah, and recently they've been on their like time schedules, like on time and everything. There's no, because sometimes Jiu-Jitsu World League, there's always, oh, you're at 3 o'clock? Never mind, you're at 6 o'clock.
At Jiu-Jitsu World League?
Yeah.
Really?
That was me for Nogi. I did Nogi.
I think later in the day, right? From the Nogi stuff, it kind of gets.
My first Nogi match was at what, 7 o'clock,
Mm.
and then I had winners.
What do
bracket.
you like about Jiu-Jitsu World League that they do really really well?
It's a good vibe. It's a nice vibe to be there.
It's like fun, right?
It's fun. It's nothing. All the coaches, like I was coaching Sam, the last Jiu-Jitsu World League, and the coach like went up to me. He was like, "You're a really good coach. Like you did really good coaching." And
The
was like,
ref or the other coach?
The coach, the other coach.
The other coach.
Yeah, and he was like, "Wow, coach, you did really good with your coaching and everything." I lost my voice.
18 years old, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So
We're doing something right here.
whenever he said that, I kind of got like, I was like, cool, thank you,
That's
I appreciate it. But Jiu-Jitsu World League is always a good vibe. It's never bad vibes around there. It's always chill, mellow. It's a great competition start for kids and adults.
Yeah.
Another competition good for kids is Dream.
Dream. Yeah, that's a really good one too.
It's a really good one. I remember there used to be a lot when I was a kid. There was a lot of kids in that competition, over 100, over 200.
Yeah.
It would always be sold out, and the bullpens would always like be a whole chunk of kids. Too many kids, and you would be like this. You would be like, "Damn, man, I can't warm up." But I feel like Dream and Jiu-Jitsu World League as a kid, starting with that, perfect. I remember one of the moms from Jiu-Jitsu told me, should I put my kid in IBJJF for first tournament? I was like, no, you should not do that. She goes, why? I'm like, that's a whole different, area. Like Jiu-Jitsu World League, you want to have a good time, have a good vibe, good learning experience.
Some good kids, right? But depending on the IBJJF tournament.
Yeah.
And I think too, like it's like more expensive, and it's like a lot of little things, right?
Yeah.
But I think depending on the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I've been, I love the Jiu-Jitsu World League these days because of,
It's a good vibe.
It's a good vibe,
learning experience.
it's easy to register. The customer service is really good.
Yep.
The tournament, the way usually they run it really, really well. Like the timing and everything is usually pretty good. Maybe towards the end of the day. But overall, like I would say, like from my experience, like 90%, 95%, it's like on time. Like the referees are good. Nobody's perfect, right? IBJF I think has like maybe the best refs.
Yeah.
But Jiu-Jitsu World League they've gotten so much better, and they have, even if it's something is wrong, you can contest it, and you can get the head ref to come by, and they're pretty good, Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good vibe to do Jiu-Jitsu World League.
Okay, 80cc or CGI?
I'm gonna say CGI.
CGI.
Yeah.
Why?
It's the vibe. Like you want to be in a moment of like hype and everything.
Gladiator.
That's what it is. Yeah. That's what basically. Yeah. I mean, 80cc.
2 men in, one guy comes out with that pit.
Yeah. That 80cc is like. It has its perks, but at the same time, it's not CGI. A lot of people are into that match and everything. Like the vibe is there, but 80cc is like, yay. That's it. And then with CGI, it's everyone yelling and cheering on and everything. So it's cool.
What about the marketing or the hype before the CGI? The first one.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one.
It's like got more and more outrageous, right?
Yeah.
Like Craig Jones is in Ukraine, right? Slinging missiles, blowing up cars, right?
Seriously, I think I saw that on Instagram reel, and I was like, what? It was crazy.
Spray painting 80cc and blowing it up with the bazooka.
Yeah.
Like what? What's going on here? Yeah. The Gabi Garcia, like what? What's going on?
When I first heard it was Craig Jones
at the weigh-ins, you saw the weigh-ins
yes,
with Gabi Garcia.
I saw that, and I was like, what? Oh my God, okay. But
and you know everybody sent it to their friends, right?
My dad was the first one that saw it, and he was like, "Look, Mathew." I was like, "What? What the hell just happened?" It was crazy. It's weird. The first time I saw the poster of Gabby and Craig, I was like, I mean, okay, I understand it. A girl versus a boy. Cool. But at the same time, damn. Because Gabby's strong. She's built. But Jones calling her out is crazy.
It's funny. It was funny. It was like WWE stuff, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Talk about hype. Man, the fact that they're having it during the Master Worlds weekend, that's amazing, I mean, I'm going to be there anyway, but I'm excited to just.
That's in Vegas, right?
What?
Craig Jones?
Same week as Jiu-Jitsu Con.
So Jiu-Jitsu Con, Master Worlds is the same weekend, So it's like, yeah, you'll be going too,
I'll
right?
be going. Yeah. For sure.
And it's like it's an event. We compete and then we work hard, right? Go out there and then enjoy, right?
Go have fun. Yep. Yeah.
Watch the finals or whatever we can watch, right? At the end of the day.
Yeah. It's gonna be cool. A lot of interesting tournaments coming up.
What aspirations, what dreams do you have for jiu-jitsu, for we talked a little bit about your career.
So dreams for jiu-jitsu.
What are things on your bucket list? Jiu-jitsu bucket list.
Jiu-jitsu bucket list. I'm gonna say right now for purple belt, I want to compete a lot more, and gotta get that weight off.
Get that weight down a little bit.
Yeah, because this football season
less buffiness after football.
Yeah, that's for purple, and then brown, hopefully.
Yeah, because the guys are huge, right? If your weight.
Yeah, they're. I'm the smallest person in the bracket. I look at them like, God damn.
Yeah.
I'm small, but I can still catch up to them.
For sure.
But I mean, I kind of want to.
You'll probably feel better too, a little bit lighter.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I feel way better when I'm lighter. When I was 150, 140, I felt great. Right now, being 170 is like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, this is the guy I'm going against? 80cc. There was a big dude I was going against, and then my dad goes, "You're going against him," and I go, "What? He's 170?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Damn." Hopefully I become a world champion. All around international too for jiu-jitsu. And for jiu-jitsu, I've always wanted to open a gym. I've always for the unprivileged kids that couldn't pay. I've always wanted to open a gym and provide that.
Give back,
yeah. So have a gym and that kind of gym too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can offer that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty cool. Always competing and trying my best and go have fun. That's basically it. So go compete and everything.
What's your favorite submission? I already know, but what's your favorite? I want to hear it from your mouth.
Armbar. Armbars.
What kind of armbar?
Any kind. Any kind. I get them from everywhere at this point.
Yes, you do. Love it. Thank you, brother. Any shout outs? Any things you wanna?
I want to shout out my family, my mom, my dad. Love you guys. My grandma, the OG for sure. I want to shout out to every other professor that's always helped me. So you, of course, thank you for having me. Afifi, George, always being there for me.
George Bonilla.
Yep. Just want to shout out to Legacy, all the legacies that have always been by my side, all the coaches, all the friends that I have made here. Just want to say thank you to all of you guys. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.